nga yalina dda sasulayo
yali meant kusasula 1.8 million
only
aye ngaali in arrears ne sente edo
aye nga buli lunaku basolooza abantu
minisita yamubuuza nti okuŋŋaanya enusu 10 from 3,000 people nibo abo ba 2,000 and you are supposed to pay, because bwe baba 2,000 that is 2 million shillings bwe baba 10,000 nga nabasasulire that day 1 million so okuŋŋaanya million ya 3 for example as a bare minimum waba ngowa government
million ndala
n'emitwalo 8 omwezi ate dona dakulema minisita namukoba nti aha kirungi otuuse wano now you can be able to find out these things onarukira nakadama yakoba tuve wano twatambula bigere twasala twaja mu main market n'abatwala waigulu n'abakoba nti abantu bali kutundira all around the market kuluya kwa katale but akatale kano kali half full emidaala myerere waigulu the reasoning is nti tusobola kusasula musolo gwa katale market dues ng'abantu abandi bali kutundira kuluya so abantu bagema ebintu babitoola mu katale waigulu babitwala kuki nti this is what we were telling you but we cannot convince you of some of the things nga muli Kampala so but you know that we are dealing with a double-edged sword abantu bakolera ku streets kuno n'abatulonda you understand n'abatulonda so tomorrow under any normal circumstances ng'abantu b'opposition twandikobye nti ife tutuukiriziganya na kintu kyakutoola abantu ku streets but we said we are going to bite the metal and put people back into what into the market twakola a very very tough operation eyo ate abantu baife abainaremu gye bavaaku batandika okukozesa bakoba nti buti mulese bana ab'opposition bali kuiza kutwala abantu bali kutwala abantu ku streets muli kulingirira bano bantu ba President Museveni twakoba nti bano abantu what do they want us to do olikitegera so that is one of the most constraining activities that we have had but we have said no abantu bave ku streets bayire mu katale bona abalisalawo oba bajja kutulonda oba tibatulonda babo benda kibuga where everybody operates webenda that is another matter for them to but for us we have said where the ministry yaweereza wano a team and the office of the president abantu and after signing the law the bill Air Market Act into law mu May last year akatale kagemebwa kayizibwa Jinja City Council in 3 months in the past 3 months Jinja City Council has picked over 480 million mu katale kano 480 million because twabakoba nti mwazimba katale central government yazimba katale mwakagemya abantu but people are picking money for their own personal gains so imwe you tell us how you want us to continue bali bakoba we are sending a team of people era bajanga mudaala ku mudaala iwe ani okolera wano nti nkolera wano omudaala gugwo nti be nina landlord wange abaira akolera mu kansa eyo akolera mu kansa ayenze mupangisa ku ye n'asasulera ojo okukebera mu bitabo guli mu arrears emyaka 2 kuba tiba mukoba akola mu kanso nga bakoba bukobe nti oli ready okusasula omudaala guno nti ye jja mu bank osasula emyezi 5 allocation letter yino nga bajja ku ogwiraku oyina evidence nti abantu obaira okolera wano nikolera omudaala gugwo nti be ani mwene gwo atida amwogera oli ready okufuula omudaala gugwo nti ye gye ma allocation letter jja mu bank osasule that is how we are ready to collect 400 million but before that twali tutayire ba councillors bona ni ba heads of department twabatwala eggulu twamala ku diti twayogera ni mayor town clerk ba councillors to benchmark nga kataleka collecting between 100 and 140 million it is not half the size of the market ya Jinja Central Market twaveyo twajirira twaja mu katale market master yatukoba nti ife tuli kunganya between 8 and 120 million that market is not half the size of Jinja Central Market so twakoba nti ekyokukola buti tukidi tukyeze. Let us go back to Jinja and implement. When you go to the market in Mbarara, ezira muntu trading on the street over outside the market. Bo line eba line olukubo luba lukubo. Abantu baife benda kuidana bigali babi parking mu katale emisana babifulumyemu but trading ile motoka wedi ino okubita and where they are supposed to park at the market. How do we operate like that? If to recover, no, that must change. The people must now vote us for doing the right thing, not the wrong thing. Olichibona. Yes.
Speaker lwakuba nti bakademeirewo abo ku Central Market awo kuluya bakala alire bana batunda ku Main Street ye n'abasinga bava obaira mu corridors ayera ifa abatambulira side eyo naddala ebiseera ebyeggulo we still have the struggle of abatundira kuluya balondooza obitayoko
bakali bangi kuluya era kyeze na kyenezo mubuza nti bakituusiizaawo ekyo.
I'll tell you and I'll be honest with you. The process or the idea eyokutoola abantu ku street remains an ongoing project. Abantu baife bazibu ino. One day, because sometimes the police can be difficult to work with in terms of implementing ebintu ebiri controversial ngebi. So we sought the assistance of the army. Kuba abamaje, they don't beat anybody.
No.
they don't.
Boba yemerera bwemerera wale bakukoba nti avaawo. And people will run. Boba bona police benda kukubagana nabo. Olikitegeera. So there was a confrontation mu katale omwo. Abantu bayenda okulichinga abantu b'enforcement. These men cocked guns. Olikibona. Bakoba nti when you try to attack us, nga ife tulina all instructions okubatoola ku luguudo kuno. We will shoot. So there was a lot of flexing. Olikitegeera. Because nga bwe mbakobye ti abantu bano bona bekola mu mulimu bakuŋŋaanya kasente batwalira abantu eyo. You understand? So it becomes a bit of a problem. But the job remains ongoing. Enforcement tulikwongeramu abantu to take them back on the streets. But bongere because there is a lot of illegalities taking place. Ni enforcement team eya Jinja City Council which only came in place nga tuidye mu City Council.
Okay.
Because we were able to insist we are going to get volunteers. We first got volunteers. Nga bale bakuba nti ife we are ready to volunteer until we now normalize the situation and got them recruited under certain circumstances. So we are continuing to get more people and I am happy with the UPDF. Etuyambye ino, but our people must also understand titibasobola kutundira bintu everywhere on the streets. Bwenkuwa an example ya Iganga Road ku end wali ku QP yali former QP now turning and going to Main Street Waigulu wali opposite Mayfair.
Yes.
This is a newly done road where people understand nti bakaluta makinga. It's not even 3 months old. Olikitegera abantu bageme sigiri badita kufumbira. Bamala bayiwa omuliro wansi kola si yasituka. You understand? Now, even if it was this government doing these roads, how can you explain to the minister and everybody in Kampala tulikola enguudo going through a lot to do these few kilometers and then imwe mwata kubute bantu?
And at the end of the day we are the same person who will complain.
I speak at
Boja ku Obote Road abantu boleze motoka ku luguudo. Bamakanika batole motoka mu garage badita ku luguudo bakubira ku jeke. You find our society must understand nti boni council ni government. Olikitegera omuntu bwakuba jeke ya trailer ku luguudo direct yagita ku jeke. Oluguudo olwayononeka iwe taxpayer ni woido okusasula sente era bayire mu balukole. Or you will drive on a bad road.
Ayenze chembuza as a council ezirayo bantu bali suppose okuba nti enforcing this power. Omuntu bamwagaine ali kuyiwa amanda ku luguudo ali kumudamaging. That's an expensive road.
No, I'll tell you something. ate bunono obuzibu bwetufuna as a leadership nti nkukobye nti abantu bene betuenforcinga mu ebintu bino ni bakama baife. They are the ones who vote us or vote against us. So you are dealing with a double-edged sword. Olina kwemerera on your 2 feet wakuba nti enough is enough of this nonsense. Let me leave a legacy. Abantu bategeere nti be abantu bano. But you see also abantu bangi out there can vote us for doing the right thing.
True.
That's what they would do actually.
There's many people out there who can vote us for doing the right thing.
Yeah.
In this local government, Jetulimwe City is the only place where we sat down to determine nti tomorrow tujje tukole kino. Bwe twalinga municipality nga mwagulinga kino mu council, omuntu yafuluma yakuba nti oyidiido bajja kubatoola ku street. Nze babaire bali kunkoba yenze endobye.
Mwetegeke.
Aye yerabira the oath of collective responsibility that they swear in. Onto nga bafuuse baki ba councillors. Olikitegera. The oath of secrecy, the oath of collective responsibility, those are serious oaths that you must respect. Ayo yera afuluma oyidi nze mbaire tikiriza aye muna abasada bansinziza amani aye nze ndibakoba ido timwikiriza kuvaako ku street because of stupid politics. Abantu tibali firm, tibali sure nti kyebali kola kituufu, you know. We have remained very firm. When trade order came, abantu twaja in our own constituencies and explain to them. Timusobola kukola kutundira we mwenda wona. Olikitegera. This thing is going to take more than pain, but you must accept it. So omulimu ogw'okutoola abantu remaining ongoing, ate buli lunaku tugezaako kukyusa obukodyo. One, by convincing people, because akatale kali empty. Kali empty, mujje mu bifo ebiri gazetted for that. Olikitegera. N'ebikuubo yeno yebali tibiri gazetted for that.
No.
They are not
even
market.
More risky actually.
Olikitegera. Aye bw'ojja mu bikuubo bino n'oyagana activity eri yeyo gye bafumbira emmere weebuuza aye twebuuza tunakikola tutya okutoola abantu najje Kasese. In Kasese nobody trades on the streets. Nobody does. It seems like a whole different country. Nobody works on the streets in Kasese. And yet the roads are very well done, neat place. Oyagana ebimuli the islands, very well marked. Ebimuli biri kukula. Nobody walks on the island. But what kind of people are these? How different are they from the people that we are working with in Jinja? But it is because the leadership must continue to stand firm. Wrong is wrong and right is right.
Our awareness speaker n'ekintu ekindi kyenenze tulingirire because tulibiringira nga tulingira ku level ya council. Ekibuga Idinda kikyafu ino. I'm happy mwena effort gye mukoze ndagaana abantu nga bali kweya oluguudo oluva mu bridge. I think it goes until Main Street. Exactly. First of all, abantu abayeya kirungi nti bayeya. But time gye beeyizaaku, first of all, interferes with people abajja ku mulimu. Interferinga n'abaana abajja ku isomero because it creates a necessary jam. And I never understand kuba niwe twalinga tuli bato abantu abo balingawo aye nga timubabona nga bali kweya. Why they always did their business at a certain time nga abantu bakendere mu kibuga? You know? They can do this early in the morning, more earlier than they do it. Aye bolingirire enguudo edudde bayeya babali kudeya, they creating unnecessary traffic. Then boire no wansi street seed nedindi, it feels like abantu tibafaayo wabona omuntu nga ali kuli ebikado amaze okuli ebikado yabirekawo yaja wayagana omuntu nga ali kuvuga motoka amaze okunwa soda yasula akacupa muki TD kanso kyekuba ku kintu ekyo.
No, I'll be honest with you. Nti ekisookera irala we need mindset change. The people, the citizens of Jinja need to accept certain things. They need to own certain ideas. mukyala Jennifer Musiiwe yabeerera e Kampala wali tosobola kusuula kacupa watuuka yojja ne bw'oba mu mmotoka nga baidde akugema. There were scouts all over the place. Now in Jinja okansooka entandike nikyotandise nakyo ekyokuba nti abantu bano beya or they clean the streets outside or within rush hours, you know. Now ekyo kituufu, we have noted that. But now I want to explain to you the composition of this team. Bano abantu are people that first of all are paid by the road fund of Uganda to maintain roads. Abantu abo babasasula emitwalo nga 2 a month. These are mothers, these are widows, these are old men that have retired. They want to continue being able to help and find themselves and find some source of income. Now, abantu bano baba outskirts of Jinja. And the times have changed. Omuntu bwaba aba walukuba ng'alina okukola mu mulimu ogwo at the right time aba alina okuba mu kibuga by 4 a.m. in the morning. Ekyo kitegeeza talina kuba alina okuba n'owa boda boda bw'anaabaana aba ku safe okutuuka mu tawuni amuleeta mu tawuni amuleetera community, for example, as a bare minimum. Now it means emitwalo 6 a month aba alina agispendinga ku kuyida bwidde mu tawuni of the 200,000 tojja mubalira kuyirayo because awo tulowooza nti asobola okutambula. Now bw'aba wakutambuza bigere, the chances nti asobola okutambula ennaku 2 ku 4 a.m. yatuuka mu tawuni are not there. Bajja kumukuba omutayimbwa ku mutwe because they want to rob him of a small phone. Olikibona. Now that is something that makes it very difficult for us to put this team mu tawuni muno. I don't know whether you are aware tukunalufenya ku YMCA batumirirawo omukyala mulala yafiirawo twajja twamuziika bugiri eyo. I went to that burial.
I remember.
Because it was unbelievable how a grandmother, a woman, an old woman is knocked down. Nobody even ever stopped that taxi ya Mutomera. And nobody knows where they went. Olikibona. So abantu bano bali endangered. Era kyova obona nti now we told them bwe muba mulikola ku stretch ya between Bucks ni roundabout, close that section of the road. Abantu babitire. Because ekintu ekyokuba mu mutayire cones era bamutomera nga cones diriwo. Yeah, so abantu bano bali endangered, but I think the most important thing era lwaki ebikaba bibaako because twandikobye nti bakole sawa nga 2 edobwire abantu baba bakali ku street bali ku trading obuveera buli all over the place because abantu bava ino wansi sawa dino bali kuvaayo bali kujja ku total waigulu ku main street. Omuntu wa mwaganaawo n'ebintu bya 10 million abitayire ku street aligema obuveera bwabu pushinga mu drainage. Now abantu baife until they accept these projects to be their own projects. In other countries, you find that sense of collective responsibility. Tubuli muntu yena akubona ng'olikola ekintu yakukoba nti you can't do that.
That is wrong.
That is wrong. Wano kizirayo. Obona taxi eri kubita ku main street ole yasuula akaveera mulimu ekicupa kya plastic. Wakoba nti what is this? Wayagana omuntu ali kutambulira ku island of all places. Wale awali meant okuba green on the island, they are walking with their feet. Webuuza nti lwaki totambulira ku walkway? Wayagana owa boda boda ng'ali kusala ku island awo. They are forcing a motorbike over island eno okusala the other side. Wewe wakuba nti honestly kiki kyetuliko. So there is a need to again continue speaking to our people to tell them that this is not the right thing to do. Ate council niwe ni government niwe. Bw'ona okolera ekintu ekyobusiru kyona kyona, it will come back to haunt you. Yeah.
Okay. Okwirayo speaker, okwirayo ku politics. Wenda kwida
before wajja okuyida there's something I want him to clarify nga kiva mu bantu because abantu nabatutuma okuyida n'okwogera n'emu and it makes more sense kuba nze nganze ebbanga lyenkubulire nkubo ine ng'oli mukulembeze and ebbanga lyenkuboneire nzira wenkwidi like tikobanga kunti oba bamugemye nga kola atyo kisegeera but there's a question ekuba nti wali ku muskando ey'oluguudo lwa Main Street the other time I think kino ekisanda nti oluguudo olwo lwaida mulina saidi ng'oli kukolagana ne town clerk by then gye mwali aku mbu so I want it to be clear eri abantu bategeere town clerk by then yali byabagambye I think gwe bakulinzamu nti mwali walala mwabanga mulina issue y'oluguudo lwa Main Street omwali muli lukola so I want you to clarify eri abantu bategeere what really happened.
Okay. I am extremely grateful that you are raising this matter. Now, when we did youth meet, yatandika okukola oluguudo lwa Main Street, we had a problem. Problem eyo yali nti one of the members of parliament then wanted to swing that contract towards themselves. A company eyasooka okuba best evaluated bali bajeta Prt2. When the evaluation the procurement was done twali tuli mu America. Nze Mayor Majidu Batambuze twali Washington. Waliyo Honorable Baliyeko, waliyo Honorable Lufofa, waliyo Town Clerk Byabagambye. We received the news that Prt2 had been best evaluated. Immediately, there was no way a company that was working in Southern Sudan could come here and do sensible work. We said you will have to re-advertise that project. You have to re-advertise that project. And that is what happened. The project listen, the project was re-advertised. Now people came in with other companies. The companies that were being brought to adikola ku due diligence at an individual level. To finding out that some of the companies that were being brought had defaulted in KCCA, had 7 letters up to today. They were questioning the manner in which they had done a certain project, not being able to complete it, and then trying to bring that company here to do a job at World Bank to Akobantino. Now, ultimately, independent as procurement is supposed to be, the job ended up with a company called Star Group. Now, amazingly, this was the same company Prt2, because the directors were the same. Bwoba wasoma ku PPDA Act, ezira kirobera company kubanga ina ba directors balala abo but different from the other one okukola mulimu. Now there we were defeated legally. Now, so the same company that we had tried to run away from in one way or the other ends up being done what? Given the job. So they start work. I remember the contract was signed by the town clerk late in the night. They start work. But now people had determined ngabo tutafuniye ku sente kuno. We are going to fight this company. And today, by the way, if you note that section of the road was the best done section.
Can you tell the people which section? Section Shelugudo, Bantu Bachita.
Okutandika ku roundabout ya Gaddafi,
Yes, sir.
Okwida to that bend up to half of Main Street. Up to
Madivani?
I think that section came up to Madivani.
Mm.
I don't remember very well, but I think it came up to Madivani. But you know that section, yayemerera for 5 months. Why? Because people went to the president. Bamukoba nti, you know, the town clerk, yali yasente ku luguudo luno, balikola, they are reusing the maram, instead of, yet they are supposed to bring new maram. Ekyo kya involving technical people ku city hall, politicians in the city, bajewa president yakoba bukobe nti interdict the town clerk and investigate him. For 2 years, that man had no job. 2 years, he had no job. The president sent Engineer Chigundu here. I remember that time, batemanga sample nga police eriwo, state house engineering eriwo, state house anti-corruption eriwo, bavuga sample okuva wano emotoka 3 up to the government what? Lab in Chambogo. But bakoba nti temao nga engineer gye gwe batwala mu state house okwogera ni president owa state council gwe bakoba nti iwe tulage woyenda bateme timutemao batemao basi tula soil sample bagitwala mu lab. Escorts, police, state house, the firms, engineering represented, the consultancy firms. After those many investigations, or the report was, which I have seen with my own eyes, Yakovanti, this is only a team of politicians who are money hungry. There was nothing wrong with the road. We have investigated. All these engineers came on board to investigate this road. There was no problem. People did not get money. People wanted this project to go to them. The town clerk stood his ground and refused.
Thank you.
The man was reinstated unconditionally and given all the money. Zebali batamuwaire for 2 years. Olikukitegera. But for 2 years, he had no job. Olikukitegera. When everybody abandoned him, I said there was no way I was going to let this man be witch-hunted here. Kuba munyankole. I said there was no way that was going to happen. Because I knew that he had taken a firm decision to say, we cannot accept this. For me, I am not going to give you money because I don't have it. That is the only way I am going to go. I was invited by the permanent secretary, ni mayor, at 6 a.m. in the morning. Yaturaga the communication of the president in blue ink. Yatukoba, I have no choice but to interdict the town clerk. Or that will become insubordination on my part.
Toyanziza. Pato, boze ekibuzo kyo.
Ekibuzo kyenenze kuba obwire tuweireko. Twenze nenza ino otukobera ekirowoozo kino ekyokwenda okufuuka MP kyaidali oba inakyo okumala ekiseera oba ofiiringa nti now is the time. Ababaireyo balikola batya? Tibakusanyusiza nti wali enzoidde?
I really don't want to talk about Ababaireyo and because that is in the past really. But I'll be honest with you, having supported people on many occasions to go to Parliament, I feel I have come of age. I have found the necessary training because it's okay, countrywide, the best members of Parliament are people that have come through the ranks of local governments.
That's true.
Because bwemulonda omuntu omuyaka as a member of Parliament, for example, amala emyaka 2-3 to learn the ways of Parliament.
Okay.
Now, at a regional parliament like we have been at, I have been able to chair council for the past 5 years. But I have equally been able to go and read to understand parliamentary legislative procedure. I know how a bill is brought before Parliament, how many readings they have to do, what happens between when. So I feel I am now qualified enough to be able to represent, because I've been in representative politics for the past 15 years. Now I am ready to go to national politics. But it is also another way of, because I can easily win an election as a councillor. I'll easily win it. But now we want to see a situation where younger people, abali more energetic, are able to come to council and be able to steer it in the right direction. Probably do better than we have done. Yeah, because when we came to these local governments, try to get this. And I'll tell you, nti ba honorable Migereko, ba Hareka Sigwa, ba the honorable Betty Kamia, ba Justice Faith Monda, Justice Faith Egonda Ntende, were councillors at Jinja Municipal Council. So the performance Jebataireo at that level, at wherever they have been, especially in Parliament, we know that Justice Faith Monda yali mu Constituency Assembly. Experience yona bagitola mu local governments. I have been at the lower local governments. I have been at the higher local governments. I want to believe that the time is now. I would imagine that I can be in Parliament for 2 terms and then be able to retire honorably, and having been able to serve a place that I call home. Yeah. So, nze titera kugezesa mu bintu byenkola. Titera, when I want something, I go for it. I have stuck in one party because I believe abantu bano abatulonda bona tibenda ino bantu batagala. It now becomes about you. It's not good when people think it's about you. You know, you move from one party to another because olowooza nti wali na wajja okuba opportunity y'okubita. No. And I'll give you an example. Nti Jinja West yali ni Honorable Hareka Sigwa. Yaba dislodged by Honorable Balyeku. Honorable Balyeku yaba dislodged by Honorable Batua. But I'll tell you that what is very unique about the 2021 election. Nti mu Jinja West balonda member of parliament nga FDC. Then balonda nze ku constituency level again nga ndi FDC, balonda n'omukyala Kadama yena nga FDC. Aya abandi balondamu n'abainaremu. So abantu, especially from the constituency gyenvamu, gen representing, bo bayidi mix gye bakola. Bakuba nti this is the right person for the right job. And we are also increasingly confident nti akaluka 2026 abantu bajja kulingirira ino omuntu ono. How do they operate? We have begun to prepare our people and told them that a sente ediri outrageous if to desire. We don't have money. But people are preparing the money, and it is going to come in huge sacks. What we are going to do is to present these people to come and tell the people chichi chebakayenda okukola mu parliament that they have not been able to achieve in the past so many years. So I'm confident nti we will present a good case. I will present a good case. My party will present a good case as to why I should be the next member of parliament for Jinja Southwest constituency.
When Speaker Woli, you're talking of your party. As far as we know, party you already divided. So it would also help us to let the people looking seeing us no oli nani.
I'll be honest. First of all, nenda kukobera nti nze as an individual, I have great respect for certain individuals. Nze, I have a lot of respect for retired Colonel Kizza Besigye. I have a lot of respect for my sister Salam Musumba. Kuba bana abantu, when they operated opposition politics, nga n'omuntu okwogera FDC ng'atya. Now, the retired Colonel Kizza Besigye yatutoola mu pato mu era eyo nga bwe batta ekipande kya FDC ku nnumba y'omuntu eyakasiisira eyo mu kyalo, ekyalo kyonna kyonna kisenguka. How? But people have now embraced opposition. Bategeera nti we need checks and balances in the system. Olikitegeera. My disagreement, however, eri nti ife as young men twasupporting abantu bano okuba mu buyinza mu parliament to go for presidency on 4 occasions. Twasupporting retired Colonel Kizza Besigye. I remember one day omusada wa military police yankuba omwiga awo mu nkoto muno gwali gundisi. Nga tuli kuskola ki? Kulwanirira abantu baife. We don't even know what was motivating us. Aye nga tukoba nti tujja tulwane to making sure abantu bano bajja mu parliament oba bayida mu buyinza. But as we did that, FDC yali ezira buzibu. It was okay, it was good, it was a good party. Now that they are getting phased out of the leadership of the party, if a tweed, it is now a very bad party and it must be dissolved. But our people out there must understand one thing. Nti party musobola forming, you can be a founder member. But to dissolve that party is because there is so many people out there that have been misled in a certain direction. So many people have gone to prison. Some people have died. One time twali mu campaign ku Kagomao, moroka yaire inuma yamena abana abandi bafa. Olikitegera abandi bafa. Some of them are lame as we speak now. But now how do you explain to some of those tekintu kyenali mbatwalamu kyali kifu? You understand? Because he was in a mubuyinza sawe. You understand? So for us, we are saying FDC is intact. And this can only be a train, for example. Eba mu form of a train. Eba ku wagons. Wagon indala bwevaku, the party keeps going. The train keeps moving.
Yeah.
We are moving. All attempts to dissolve FDC have remained futile. So and let me tell you, Patrick, we have done a lot of work to go back to our people and explain to them. Some of them did not even know. This party cannot be about individuals. So for us, HR division, ekyo kibaawo ne mwenaremu wali ebizibu. People power biriyo munupu. But how you handle those issues going forward. Ate Patrick, let me also remind you of one thing. It is the number one job ya NRM to cause problems in opposition parties. I don't even want to blame them because they also want state power. So what they are going to do everything possible to disorganize these parties. But now, how you handle the problems within the party is what matters. The leadership, air party, air FDC, and for us, we are moving forward. We are actually planning as a party on how our next course of action. We are planning. So, Ebyo, I think it is the story of the past.
Thank you.
awene tuli kwenda oli kusaba kalulu right now aka member of parliament owa Jinja Southwest. Omuntu ono wa Jinja Southwest akusobire muki if at all muwona kuncho yakwesigisa akalulu ke.
Webalino. But first of all, there is quite a period between now and the next election.
Yeah.
Now, I was telling our good people, Mujinja West Inti, 2 achievements I want to make before I can leave office ya speakership. So that the people of Jinja Southwest are benefiting from the fact that I am at the center of the cake, or of the table, obasalira cake ya Jinja City. I want to ensure that we can do and use mid standards olugudo lwa Mpumude Avenue. Then we do the road oluva ku roundabout going to Chimaka or Jebeta Chimaka bypass. So that if there is a problem on the main road, then abantu basobola okubita eno babanga continuing roundabout say David amba continue. Then we are hoping that project Air Central Government Air Jinja Mbulamuti to Bukungu will connect that road okuva ku roundabout okujja mpaka Mbulamuti and Kamuli and up to Bukungu. So, but I also want to ensure that we benefit. We have received as a city pieces Runana solar lighting from the French government. So I am trying to find every means because representative politics is politics of greed. Olikitegera. Oba olina kwebuuza constantly ekitundu ekyange ekyo kifuna mu representation yange. How do I pull back to my place? Now, that now takes me to the question Jombuziza. For me, I would want to see Jinja further refocused. And as a member of parliament, as a tourism, the number 1 tourism destination in Uganda. Because Jinja has so much to sell in terms of tourism. And for example, those people that have not been to Jinja in many, many years will understand Chichi, what the source of the Nile looked like. We were able to fight and push central government and through the Ministry of Wildlife, Tourism, Wildlife and Antiquities, where we received 19 billion shillings. Okukola, the development is ongoing at the source of the Nile.
Okay.
That work is going to be completed in the next probably 4 or 5 months of a glass bridge and the main building. First class VVIP toilets facilities. Because I remember one day natwaswala twakomayo when we hosted the daughter of the late Nelson Mandela. Yakuba nti ayenda kukozesa kukola short call twalina kumuvuga misinde mpaka ku sailing club. Very embarrassing. So we are ensuring first class toilet facilities there, VVIP, and then that glass bridge where you can walk up to the actual source of the Nile, where the water, bubbles on glass, so that people can take pictures. We will have restaurants, very high caliber restaurants, but we are also replanning the other restaurants that are there. Okubonanti did up to 4-star standards. Can we have an internet cafe there? Because the question has been, how much can somebody spend of $10,000 there by Dienado mu Uganda kuida okubona source of the Nile?
Exactly. Aleka we make. We could not even explain how somebody can live $200 of so many dollars. So I would want to see Jinja. For example, I have been able to fight and together with my team, Eyabusoga, to ensure an expressway that can move people between Jinja and Kampala in 40 minutes. Can we have a train that can run between Jinja and Kampala in 20 minutes?
Those are the things. How can we reposition Jinja? Nti abantu basobola n'okuva e Kampala bakoba nze njikujja kukola Kampala ndidde ensula edinda ndireyo the next day without endangering their lives. Olikitegeera. But unfortunately, Parliament enaku dino has become a trading house. It's deals. I was in America mu 2017 ni 2019 for Twegate. And we have continuously now been able to tell our people there to begin by influencing the politics of Jinja City if they want to change Busoga as a sub-region.
Okay.
Avoid a situation where you say, halfway to have politics, politics kuwabayai. If you have left it to kubayai, then why do you think you should come and ask anybody? You understand?
True. Very true.
Begin by influencing the politics, participate. And I am extremely delighted at some of the proposals coming in Parliament. Because abantu bakoba, nti bwoba oli technical, if you're a civil servant, the law requires you to okuva mu mulimu gw'olikola 6 months before an election.
Yeah.
Now there is a proposal nti bwoba oviire mu mulimu ogwo in 6 months waluzinga akalulu osobola okuyirayo ku mulimu ogwo. You understand? Osobola okugwirayo because that causes a lot of fear mu bantu bano abali technical. Olaalikola nga town clerk for example. ID what to do, ID as a member of parliament. Aya akoba nti bwe najere nagwa. Nja kuba I've got early retirement. And yet omuntu ono akali extremely what? Useful. Akali extremely useful. So we are, I think there is an idea in parliament nti abantu bano basobola okwemerera in an election yagwa yakuba nti kandireyo kida kutolawo fee eyo eyakola ki ey'abantu abali established abategeera okukoba nti bajja participating mu politics. Now whether it will pass or not is a whole different matter because abantu bona mu parliament eyo bayida ategeera nti they are endangering their what? Themselves. But for me, I would look at it as a very good idea. So there are things we would want to see Jinja as a number one tourism destination. Engudo nungi. You can be able to run around this city. Engudo nungi. You can go to Busoko Falls. Engudo diriyo. There is infrastructure. Tourism. Abantu hotels diriyo. But people cannot do good hotels. Ngengudo, they are as bad as this. Olichibona. So I would want to look at myself as somebody who can push for the entire sub-region, but starting with the city to ensure that it's well done and appreciated by the people out there.
It's true.
Yeah.
Thank you. Tuendo baidukiza tuli podcast efe chechiriwo era nga mukwano gwaife mulungi enda okuba nga otwegeitako sikyalira ku social media handles dhaife Facebook Mama Kalibala, TikTok Swengere Family Official, Instagram Swengere Family Official, YouTube Otamu Chechiriwo oida kubanga ogifuna mu bulamba. So tukoba nti wakali twegeiteko tusobola okubanga emboozi no tudifunira walala.
Mbayo nenda speaker asabe bulungi abantu akalulu ako.
Okay.
N'abantu bena bajja okulonda. It is good to
okay.
Okay. Chembainenda then time those away.
Well, abantu baife aba Jinja Southwest. Nenze to officially take this opportunity to kubasaba obuwagizi bwaibwe based on my history. Mwidi ntinze ndi born and raised in Jinja West. Nsomeire mu Jinja West. You have seen me grow up. Mwidi byendi capable of doing. Now, what we have been able to achieve in the past so many years speaks for itself. Now, okusokera irala nenza ate mbaidukize nti exercise eyoku updating a register eri yatandise. Abantu baife bajje bachecking amaina gaibwe tigali mu register. Those of you abalina okukyuka okuyida okuvotinga Bernard Mbayo muyire mu Jinja West, muyide mu Chikole. We will run a campaign eri best ku Mukwano. Mukwano, you must understand who Mbayo is before you can vote them. Esente edokugaba ife tudizira. We come from very humble backgrounds, but we are sure nti abantu basobola okutulonda for what we have been able to achieve and what we plan to do going forward. So abantu baife tujja kuba engaginga at every level okubakobera kiki kye tuli capable of doing. All preparations tulidikola okumakinga sure nti tubatuukaku, but at every opportunity nendo kubasaba nti please come along mu supporting. I am coming along many other people, but look at us, look straight into our faces and ask the questions you want to ask. Musobola okutegeera chichi what we have in our heads chetujokola differently because abantu babaire mu parliament. But the question is, what are you going to do actually different from what the others have done? I am confident atenga ni Katonda na tugemeireku nti we will be able to deliver on that mandate edokuba given to us.
Okay. Thank you very much. Tubaire n'omukulu speaker wa Jinja City atenga sawa ya mpegano alikwenda Entebbe ya Jinja Southwest inshallah 2026 alisaba obuwagizi bwaimwe. Kasita ife tuleetera omuntu kibajje muli kasita mwene akeesabire akalolo. Twenda okubebaza mwene mwene betambwire nabo olunaku olwaleero. Thank you so much timukowanga tubona kubanga era tuleeta bingi bakayida abageni so nga atera twena tuba utasobola okubanga tubaweereza ebyetulina okubanga tubaweereza Prt2.
Mwebala ino kwida kwiranga.
Okay. Mube bulungi Katonda mulungi abakome. Till next time.